पाकिस्तान में we see कि मतलब women are not encouraged for exercise.
It's not so much that women are not women are discouraged. I feel we don't have enough people that are encouraging women. Fitness should not be this term that is overwhelming for women, especially. I think fitness should be like we should associate it with health.
कंपेयर करें ऐसी खवातीन जो प्रेगनेंसी में एक्सरसाइज करती हैं और ऐसी खवातीन जो प्रेगनेंसी में एक्सरसाइज नहीं करती।
आपका अपना वेट भी हेल्दी है, आपकी बेबी का वेट भी हेल्दी है. Those are not things that this is what I tell everyone. Don't focus on those things. Look at your overall health. Look at your baby's overall health. If everything is fine, then go ahead and go on with it. A lot of women said to me, नहीं मगर अगर आपका बच्चा 9-10 पाउंड का है तो फिर वो तो बहुत ही हेल्दी है. And it was tough for me to be like, nahi, but that's overweight. I don't want you to be rooting for a 9 or 10 pound baby. That is beyond what is considered healthy. ये बहुत बड़ा एक misconception है और एक mindset है कि अच्छा बेबी हो गया, मैंने जल्दी से बस अपना वजन उतारना है और मैंने जल्दी से बस ट्रेडमिल में भागना है और मैंने क्रंचेस करने हैं ताकि पेट वापस अंदर चले जाए, वजन कम. There's a lot of women I've seen that they will just rush into that. घर से बाहर खुले बालों में नहीं जाना चाहिए, आपको गीले बालों के साथ घर से नहीं निकलना चाहिए, बच्चे को घर से बाहर नहीं निकालना चाहिए. So कुछ अजीब मिथ्स हैं जो मैंने सुनी हुई है, which I think are mostly old wives' tales.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम, वेलकम टू द न्यू एपिसोड ऑफ हेल्थ केयर न्यूज़. आज हमारे साथ हैं अनम मलिक जो कि फ़िटनेस ट्रेनर हैं फॉर विमेन. वेलकम टू शो. तो थोड़ा सा मतलब बताएं कि फ़िटनेस मतलब कैसे आप मतलब व्हाट मेड यू स्टार्ट दिस फिटनेस, और फिटनेस को थोड़ा डिफाइन भी करें ना, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ तो फिटनेस जो है मतलब ऑल अबाउट weight or it's more than that.
Ji, firstly, thank you for having me. It's really great to be here. I think I would start firstly by saying that fitness should not be this term that is overwhelming for women, especially. I think fitness should be like we should associate it with health. If you don't have to be doing very high intensity workouts. You don't have to be doing anything very complicated. Every person needs to understand that some level of movement is beneficial to your overall health. Someone who is completely sedentary versus someone who is physically active, there is a huge difference in their health. So the more we look at fitness as something that is beneficial for our health overall, I think that is what will help us define what fitness is.
Okay. तो पाकिस्तान में भी सी कि मतलब women are not encouraged for exercise. मतलब why is that? वो मतलब बहुत सारी मतलब हमारे यहाँ कुछ myths and misconceptions भी होती हैं कि ऐसे ना करो, भागो ना, वेट ना उठाओ, मतलब but we listen all of these over the years.
जी. I think पता है मुझे लगता है सबसे बड़ा जो मसला है वो it's not so much that women are not women are discouraged. I feel we don't have enough people that are encouraging women. So वो encouragement जरा थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा होने की ज़रूरत है. You need to kind of reassure people that weight उठाने से आपको कोई injury नहीं हो जाएगी. In fact, that is what is going to build strength in your muscles overall. That's what's going to help you create muscles. And, honestly, the more muscle you have, the less prone you are to injury. The less aches and pains you're going to be living with. So I think सबसे बड़ा मसला यही है that we don't encourage women enough. There's too much fear associated with fitness and the very, very big misconceptions. Just now कह रहे हैं about, lifting weights or even running. I think there's too much fear and misplaced fear around this. So we just need to encourage them a bit more, and we need to stop spreading misinformation that running and lifting is going to lead to, let's say injury or fatigue, and encourage them a bit that, okay, आप आराम से आप शुरू करें, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता, start slow, start with someone, a qualified trainer, start, at a slight pace, and then build up slowly. And then you see really remarkable results when you are able to convince women of that.
अच्छा ये बताएं कि एक्सरसाइज में कोई वो मतलब ऐसे है कि ये कुछ एक्सरसाइजेज हैं जो these are for men and these are exercises which are for women, या मतलब है it's like anything and everything?
But I would not categorize them exercises as specifically for men or specifically for women, only because I feel like there are, it's the same thing for men and women both, that every man will have his own intensity level. And just like that, every woman will have her own intensity level. So it's very possible that you have a female athlete or, you know, a woman who has a certain fitness level and she is able to, let's say, outrun or outperform a man who does not have that kind of level for, you know, male standards. So I don't categorize it much as men or women specifically, but I would say this, that for women, generally, there are a few things that we need to be a little bit more mindful of just to perform better. So, for example, we need to look at our hormonal changes. That is something that you definitely need to surround your exercise routine around. We need to be very mindful of our pelvic floors, especially if we've been through childbirth or pregnancy. We need to be a bit more mindful of our core strength. So these are things which I think, in the same way, men have certain differences as well. But in that same way, I think that there are certain things that women need to be mindful of, but it's not exactly a, you know, men can do this and women can't. I don't see it that way at all. I love it when someone will tell me that, oh, okay, no, you know, as a woman, can you actually lift this much weight? Can you actually run this distance? And I'm like, yes, and I can show you. I have many, many women in my corner who can outperform many, many men.
अच्छा वैसे तो आई लिव इन कैंट एंड वो एक ट्रैक है मेरे घर के पास, तो
हाँ
वो
जी,
आई हैव बीन गोइंग देयर फॉर लाइक एजेस,
हाँ
मतलब
जी।
बड़ी अर्ली एज से, तो आई हैव सीन a curve of change in all of these years. And recently, a very pleasant surprise is that now I see, mashallah, lots of young girls रनिंग एंड रनिंग एंड रनिंग। सो ये अगर मैं मतलब इतने
Yeah.
सालों में देखूं उस ट्रैक पे जाते हुए, तो वो मतलब है ये एक बड़ी पॉजिटिव चेंज मुझे लगती है कि यंग हमारी बच्चियां जो हैं वो रनिंग कर रही हैं और बड़ी अच्छी रनिंग कर रही हैं। मैं बल्कि कभी सोचता हूँ कि यार मैं मतलब है ये मतलब मेरे से ज़्यादा अच्छी मतलब रनिंग कर रही है, आई कांट कम्पीट विद देम। तो दिस इज अ चेंज, आई थिंक थोड़ा सा कल्चरल चेंज आया है, आई थिंक।
हाँ जी, बहुत ज्यादा। हमने, आपको याद होगा, हमने पिंक
जी
रिबन के साथ ही वो जो
जी
रन
जी
इवेंट
बिल्कुल
भी किया
हाँ।
था। So me and my partner, we started a run club for girls, like only women, which was about, I think, over 2 years ago. And at the time when we started, we thought, you know, I was very passionate about running. She was very passionate about running. And we thought, okay, let's get more women together. And, you know, it's very motivational to run in a group together. वो आपको एक inspiration मिलती है कि चले मैंने भी इतनी mileage करनी है. And at the time when we started, we weren't sure, will any woman be interested? Will they not be interested? And 2 years in, we have over 700 women in our group. And every time we post about a group run or a run event, women turn up. And there's no age limit. So we have girls who in that group who are teenagers, who are in their 20s. We even have women who are in their 50s or 60s. So there is no specific age bracket to your running or jogging. A lot of them, even if they feel overwhelmed, हम हमेशा उनको कहते हैं, look, just come, walk, start with something, and you join us enough times and you'll get the feel of, you know, how good it makes you feel to just get a few steps in. And if you want to actually learn how to run long distance, just join us enough times and you can. And honestly, a year ago, some of the girls who joined us, who were just walking, उन्होंने मतलब वो अब half marathons भाग चुके हैं within just a year, you know, full marathons also, some of them. So I think that it's, again, वही बात है, it's just that we don't have enough people encouraging women. So the whole purpose of the run club or of, you know, the kind of programs that I've done is just encourage more women to do it. You know, we don't have enough of that, I would say.
हाँ। अच्छा ये बताएं कि अगर हम बात करें प्रेगनेंसी की या चाइल्ड बर्थ के बाद से रिलेटेड, तो उसमें बहुत सारी मिथ्स एंड मिसकंसेप्शंस हैं अगेन, कि कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि नहीं जी प्रेगनेंसी में रेस्ट करना चाहिए, कुछ का ख्याल है कि जी एक्सरसाइज करनी चाहिए, ऐसी एक्सरसाइज करनी चाहिए, वॉक करनी चाहिए, कुछ का ख्याल है कि नहीं जब चाइल्ड बर्थ के बाद जो है वो, तो मतलब ये मतलब रियलिटी है क्या इसमें?
आई थिंक इसके अराउंड बहुत ज़्यादा मिसकंसेप्शंस हैं. um, and I honestly I don't blame anyone for having those misconceptions because काफी साल पहले यही ख्याल था that the benefit was to put your feet up and rest. But I'm talking about many years ago. But now we have an overwhelming amount of research. We have an overwhelming amount of evidence that shows you and indicates that if you are physically active during your pregnancy, you will have a you have much like you are much more likely to have a positive delivery outcomes. You're much more likely to recover a lot faster. So, and your pregnancy is also generally a lot smoother if you were active in your pregnancy. And you have studies that have compared women who have been sedentary in their pregnancy and women who have been physically extremely active. So I would say to anyone who is apprehensive or is a little bit afraid to just do a little bit of research on their own, speak to their own doctors, speak to the medical professionals. Also, the research is there. I think there are a few, yes, there are cultural differences, but there's also a lot of misinformation. There's also a lot of fear around exercise during pregnancy and postpartum. But if you just, again, just do a little bit of your own research, just see what the research is telling you, and speak to your doctor, get a proper trainer if you are pregnant or postpartum, and the results are phenomenal that we have now. There's also research now that tells you that, your baby's weight, your baby's cognitive function, all of that has an impact. But again, of course, there are contraindications to this. There are certain complications. If you have, let's say, a pelvic floor dysfunction, you have a cervical stitch, there is, unexplained bleeding during your pregnancy, any one of these reasons, there can be certain reasons why you can't exercise during your pregnancy. But unless there is an actual blatant complication and there's no reason for you to not be physically active, I would really encourage every woman to do at least something during her entire pregnancy journey.
When we talk to some doctors जो गायनाकोलॉजिस्ट और जिसमें जो इनफर्टिलिटी का इनफैक्ट, तो उसमें भी एक बहुत बड़ा रीज़न तो फिटनेस ना होना, ये वेट का बढ़ना या एक्सरसाइज ना कर रहे होना भी है. एक तरफ फिर ये भी है कि हमारे यहाँ जो we see के इवन यंगर गर्ल्स ओबेसिटी और उसके साथ फिर इनफर्टिलिटी, तो मतलब ये
I think infertility is a slightly more complicated topic because infertility we have a lot of reasons that one can have fertility issues, but we also have a lot of unexplained things surrounding infertility. So there are a lot of women who tick all the right boxes, perfectly healthy, perfectly normal life, perfectly normal, stats in every way, and they're still suffering from fertility issues or facing fertility issues. So I think that is something that's a little bit separate. But I would say that yes, if you are overall for your health, and if you are someone who is suffering from obesity, or you're someone who's suffering from PCOS, someone who's suffering from any kind of hormonal issues, managing your weight and ensuring that you have movement in your daily life will make a huge difference to your health overall. Yes.
अगर प्रेगनेंसी में एक्सरसाइज की बात करें तो इज इट सेफ टू डू एक्सरसाइज, और किस तरह की एक्सरसाइजेज हैं जो कि रिकमेंडेड हैं?
So pregnancy may, again, yes, 100% exercise overall is not just very safe, it's encouraged. But it depends on each girl. So the way that I train women is that if, for example, you're someone who has been strength training throughout, like for many years, and you find out that you're pregnant. So then I will first do a basic assessment and see how the assessment involves checking a girl's form. The assessment involves seeing how she deals with certain impact. And then I'll make her do certain exercises, do certain assessments, and I'll give her 24 hours and see how she feels after 24 hours. But this goes for someone who is going through a completely normal, uncomplicated, healthy pregnancy, obviously. If you're someone who has never exercised and you come in, again, same assessment, same everything, but we're going to start a lot slower. So, for example, if you were someone who was, let's say you were lifting 5 kg dumbbells throughout, and you found out you're pregnant, and then, you had a small time period in which aapko nausea hua ya fatigue thi, we'll take that time period out a little bit. We'll give you that time to kind of let your hormones adjust, for your body to recover. And then my goal will be to get you back to those 5 kg dumbbells in your pregnancy. And then based on how you're performing throughout the entire 9 months, by the third trimester, we might go down a few weights. We might go down in terms of intensity, in terms of the amount of weight. But in your second trimester, which is considered the golden period, depending on your energy levels, most women, their energy level kind of spikes in the second trimester. So that's why, I refer to it as the golden period. I tell everyone that, okay, from let's say week 18 to week 30, that's a really good time for you to, take the most, make the most out of that time period, And us time pe, I will try to encourage them to lift a bit heavier, if they're jogging, if they're whatever kind of exercise, reach their maximum intensity. And then by the third trimester, we go down. But I have also had women who have come to me in as late as their 35th, 36th week and been like, okay, I didn't do anything for 9 months, but ab meri delivery bilkul kareeb aa gayi hai, and now I'm getting really scared because now I've heard that exercise is really beneficial and I didn't do anything, but I want to do something. So, what do? Can I still come? So main unko kehti hu, aa jao, and I will help you figure it out. And now, because I've been doing this for so long, I've noticed mentally you have to kind of break that barrier. More times than not, women are just afraid about, okay, if I do this, mujhe ye na ho jaye, ya baad mein agar mujhe, koi injury ho jaye, koi dardein ho jaye, ya main thak jaun, maybe that means I need to stop doing that. So I have to kind of explain to them that no, we do this slowly and steadily, and we do it enough times. Like, give me 2 weeks. By the end of the second week, you will automatically start to feel so much better. So even if you're in your 35th, 36th week, I'm not going to ekdam se give you weights, but let's say I might make you do banded exercises. I might make you do deep core breathing. I will still make you do something so that we can get a little bit of pelvic floor exercises, a little bit of movement, and, build a little bit of stamina just within that 1 month time frame. And even that's going to make a difference to your delivery and your recovery.
कंपेयर करें ऐसी ख़वातीन जो प्रेगनेंसी में एक्सरसाइज करती हैं और ऐसी ख़वातीन जो प्रेगनेंसी में एक्सरसाइज नहीं करती, तो उनकी और उनके जो बेबी की जो हेल्थ है उसको हम कैसे देख सकते हैं?
तो इसमें अगेन आई वुड से कि इसमें everyone should rely on what the actual scientific evidence says, and it does tell you that हमारे इधर I know, obviously, I just generally, we do have this thinking that, the babies should be of a certain weight, let's say above 8 pounds or, above 9 pounds or so. A baby should not, as long as your doctor is telling you कि ठीक है, आपका अपना weight भी healthy है, आपकी baby का weight भी healthy है, those are not things that, this is what I tell everyone, they don't focus on those things. Look at your overall health, look at your baby's overall health. If everything is fine, then, go ahead and go on with it. मसला ये आता है कि जब exercise की बात करते हैं, one of the biggest benefits, so this is when I was doing my program abroad, I remember they told us that one of the biggest benefits is that your baby will have a good controlled weight, which is within, the weight that is recommended, a healthy newborn infant weight. And I remember when I came back, a lot of women said to me, नहीं मगर अगर आपका बच्चा 9-10 pound का है तो फिर वो तो बहुत ही healthy है. And it was tough for me to be like, nahi, but that's overweight. I don't want you to be, rooting for a 9 or 10 pound baby. That is beyond what is considered healthy. So what is considered the normal healthy amount, if you are physically active, yes, your baby will be within that. And then there's also a lot of research that is now telling you that your baby's cognitive function is also, really improved with that if you are fit versus if you are inactive.
और जनरली भारत हम देख रहे हैं कि ओबेसिटी जो है वो छोटे
Obesity
बच्चे
हाँ जी
जो
वो
है वो
उसका
मतलब देर
बहुत बड़ा
ओवरवेट
एक प्रॉब्लम है हाँ
या
जी डेफिनेटली है.
तो वो अच्छा कोई मतलब ऐसी एक्सरसाइजेज हैं जो प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन जो है उनको अवॉइड करनी चाहिए या एटलीस्ट नहीं तो सुपरविजन के बगैर नहीं करनी चाहिए.
I would say supervision के बगैर काफी like a lot of the things that you are unsure of if you feel like this is not right for you you should not do them unless you have spoken to let's say your doctor a qualified pre-postnatal trainer or also yes I would say base a lot of it on how you feel if you are someone who is exercising before. If you are someone who has never exercised before I would say don't do it on your own. But that's something that I would say to most women, even if they're not pregnant or postpartum. Speak to someone, do your research. One of the biggest reasons for women who suffer from injuries long term is that they are exercising incorrectly. You know, just because you see something online or you see that someone is doing certain exercises online and you think that, that is what is going to make you stronger or make you lose weight and then you try them and then the next day, you have you've triggered some sciatica or back pain or pelvic floor dysfunction, some sort of issue in yourself physically, more chances than not that you probably attempted that incorrectly. Your form was probably not right, or maybe that exercise was just not for you yet. It's something that you had to build towards. So it's the same thing when you're pregnant as well. You have to slowly build towards every movement. You can't just jump into anything.
अच्छा मतलब ऐसी खवातीन जो पहले एक्सरसाइज नहीं करती थी बट वो प्रेगनेंसी में दे वांट टू डू एक्सरसाइज तो उनको आप क्या सजेस्ट करते हो?
उनको यही like I mentioned earlier if the program that I do it's a health program in which we do a full body workout thrice a week and then we also I give them a nutrition plan as well and then I do physical assessments and then we do labor prep and core prep breathing. So usme ye hota hai that if you are someone who is starting from zero and you've never exercised before, I will just modify the movements for you slowly. So, for example, we won't start by handing you weights. We'll start by asking you to just follow the movement that everyone else is doing in the class. And then I will assess how you feel 24 hours later. And then I will also be able to assess, like, for example, एक बहुत बड़ी चीज़ जो होती है for especially after your second trimester is that our form gets a little bit compromised. So हमारा जो neutral posture है that when you're standing up, your back, your lower back, the lower arch in your back naturally kind of caves a little bit more inward. And because your stomach, as it's growing, it tends to jut out more. तो वो automatically आपकी back थोड़ी सी आगे की तरफ push करती है. So उसमें ये होता है that then all the weight that's bearing down is bearing down on your pelvic floor, it's bearing down on your back, and you end up with a lot of aches and pains. So then if I give someone like that weights, so it's just going to make the pain worse. So for me, the assessments like that are important. Okay, is she able to keep her spine neutral when she's lifting? Is she able to keep her posture upright? If she's not, I'll put her on a stability ball, give her the weights first there, get her to build a little bit of strength in her hips and her glutes. Usse bhi bahut zyada farak pad jata hai. So these are tiny assessments that need to be done as to make sure that you're able to exercise without being uncomfortable or without being आपको soreness हो रही है या आप uncomfortable हो या आप थक बहुत ज़्यादा गए हो उस तरह नहीं होना चाहिए. Like the exercise program should not be मतलब आपके सर पे सवार नहीं होना चाहिए कि ओ ये भी मैंने करना है. I want women to actually enjoy it and I want them to want to do it. So that's what I would say for women across the board who are pregnant as well.
अच्छा मतलब ये कि जब प्रेगनेंसी के बाद क्या ऐसी बॉडी की चेंजेस हैं जो जनरली women are not ready about and मतलब वो क्या चीज़ें हैं जो उनको पता होना चाहिए कि प्रेगनेंसी के बाद बॉडी में ये चेंजेस आ जाती हैं?
I would say I think the most probably the most important thing I would say is that pregnancy के बाद आपके during pregnancy आपकी abs separate करती हैं, which is we refer to that as a diastasis recti. And I think that was something that when I went for my training, that was very mind-blowing to learn that when every woman's abs separate during her pregnancy. And then post baby आपकी normally वापस खुद ही आपकी ab muscles आ जाते हैं, but they don't happen 100% for everyone. And it depends. For example, cesarean mothers थोड़ा सा delay होता है. अगर आपके multiples हैं थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा delay होता है. If you have if you go through childbirth back to back, उस पे भी ज़्यादा delay होता है. But उसमें होता ये है, generally, even if you've only had one baby, what happens is that if you are not mindful of certain things like your posture, if you're not mindful about if you jump into exercise too fast, let's say you jump into doing ab crunches. I know कि ये बहुत बड़ा एक misconception है और एक mindset है कि अच्छा बेबी हो गया, मैंने जल्दी से बस अपना वजन उतारना है और मैंने जल्दी से बस treadmill में भागना है और मैंने crunches करने हैं ताकि पेट वापस अंदर चले जाए, वजन कम. There's a lot of women I've seen that they will just rush into that. So उसमें ये होता है that I always encourage them that, okay, look, understanding how your abs have separated and understanding how important it is to go back to the basics, which is just your breath work. And it's just engaging your core muscles, and it's just kind of really using your core and pelvic floor muscles together. If you can just slow down and start the first 6 weeks with that, you will see a huge difference. But there are very few women who actually end up doing it. Because वो एक mindset है कि अच्छा first 6 weeks I'm going to do nothing, and then after 6 weeks I'm just going to go all out and try to get rid of the stomach and get rid of the weight. And then a lot of the times what happens is that you end up with like a pooch or a shelf right on top of your stomach, and that lingers on for years if you never really build core strength. And it's never too late to actually start, but मैं यही सबको कहती हूँ that work on your breathing mechanics and work on your posture first before anything else.
अच्छा, मैंने जनरली ट्रेडिशनली हमारे यहाँ वो एक कॉन्सेप्ट है कि जी 40 डेज तो प्रेगनेंसी के बाद जो है वो रेस्ट होना चाहिए.
हाँ जी.
तो उसके बारे में आपका क्या पर्सपेक्टिव है?
I think the 40-day rest, because it's usually it's up to 40 days that a woman gets the bleeding for. So us time, because of that, I think women have been encouraged to kind of take it easy for those 6 weeks. I don't discourage that, to be honest. I think that is a time for you to focus on your recovery, and more than anything, I would say to kind of mentally slow down, because the postpartum depression is so real, and I've seen so many women suffer from it, that I would say more than physically, mentally, I would like to see more women really take it easy at that time. But there are a lot of myths, especially हमारे इधर मैंने कुछ बहुत weird चीजें सुनी है, like for example कि आपको घर से बाहर खुले बालों में नहीं जाना चाहिए, आपको गीले बालों के साथ घर से नहीं निकलना चाहिए, बच्चे को घर से बाहर नहीं निकालना चाहिए. So कुछ अजीब myths हैं जो मैंने सुनी हुई है, which I think are mostly old wives' tales, which is fine, each to their own. But the only thing I will say is that in the first 6 weeks, if you want to rest, that's fine, but it shouldn't be zero movement. So again, what I'm saying about the core and pelvic floor breathing, that should be number one. And two, जो आपके, in some hospitals, it doesn't happen in enough, but in some hospitals in Lahore now, you do have a physiotherapist who comes the day after you deliver, and they just give you some basic exercises to do with your legs while lying down. So I would encourage women to do exercises like those that your physiotherapist has recommended every single day, and slowly and steadily walk more and more steps, so that after 6 weeks, when you do get the green light that okay, अब आप exercise कर सकते हैं, अब आप कोई program join कर सकते हैं, you're not starting from like -50, zero भी नहीं, because a lot of the times when you have done absolutely nothing for 6 weeks and then you start with exercise at 6 weeks, your body is going to feel really uncomfortable. Let's say you had a cesarean, your incision might feel like that uncomfortable pull or tug. I also encourage cesarean women to do the scar massage post-birth as well. So, little things like that. Do your scar massage, do your breath work, do your sitz baths if you had, a vaginal delivery. These are little recovery methods that I think more women should be encouraged to do.
ये जो फिजिकल एक्टिविटी है प्रेगनेंसी के बाद, ये कोई डिफरेंट होती है क्योंकि अगर किसी की नॉर्मल डिलीवरी है वर्सेस किसी का सी सेक्शन है?
रिकवरी जनरली डिफरेंट थोड़ी सी होती है. सिजेरियन रिकवरीज आर अ बिट स्लोअर, एंड आई थिंक दैट goes to say for most, it's a surgery. It's a very major abdominal surgery. So just like you need time to recover from any surgery, you need time to recover from a cesarean as well. Vaginal delivery का ये होता है that your pelvic floor, it depends on the circumstances of your vaginal delivery, but your pelvic floor does tend to recover a lot faster in a cesarean because obviously you've been cut open. There is a lot more management around the scar that is required. But generally, again, I do also want to acknowledge that it depends what you were doing during your pregnancy and how your pregnancy went. So, for example, I have trained women who have had multiple cesareans. I myself have had 3. So, it really depends on you and your fitness level. I try not to categorize, like मैं ये नहीं कहती कि अगर आपका cesarean हुआ है तो आप इतने weeks बाद आए मेरे पास, या vaginal हुआ है तो जल्दी आ जाए. I look at it more as, okay, what were you doing in your pregnancy? And, were you training with me in your pregnancy? How was your pregnancy? What was your fitness level tab? And on the basis of that, I would recommend exercises to them.
बहुत सारी खवातीन जो है उनको ये नहीं पता कि वो पेल्विक फ्लोर जो है वो क्या है, तो वो अगर आप
थोड़ा सा pelvic floor
उसमें थोड़ा सा बताएं.
Easy way to explain what a pelvic floor is, I would say, is to see it as a hammock. So starting from your pubic bone all the way back to your tailbone, that is your pelvic floor. So I think the misconception with your pelvic floor is because traditionally, we used to talk a lot more about Kegels, and we used to talk about just, squeezing your P muscles. I think that it's important. I never use the term Kegels in my program specifically because I know कि वो association उससे है कि आपने बस खाली अपने muscles को squeeze करना है. Now, if you're someone, and I think this is very important for women to understand as well, because if you're someone everyone's pelvic floor is different. If you're someone who has a slightly tighter pelvic floor and you're just focusing on exhaling and squeezing your pelvic floor muscles, you're just going to make your pelvic floor even tighter. So if you're going for vaginal delivery, you're going to make your delivery outcomes a bit tougher. If you're postpartum and let's say you have a hypertonic pelvic floor and you're focusing more and more on just the squeeze of the Kegel, again, and you have pelvic floor issues, you're going to make those even worse. You're going to exacerbate them. As opposed to understanding that your pelvic floor is like a hammock, is like a sling. You need to engage the entire pelvic floor, and you need to engage what we also have to understand is, I think, basic biology, which is aapki jo core muscles hain, that is part of your pelvic floor. So when we are doing breathing mechanics for our core, we're not just talking about कि आप, you suck your stomach in or you pull your, muscles inwards. We're talking about the entire torso muscles, right? So we're talking about the entire core, your TVA. In your pelvic floor, you also have to understand that this hammock is supporting your bladder, it's supporting your uterus, it's supporting your bowels. So a lot of the times post-delivery, women, will feel like, okay, it feels like my organs are just about to drop. So if you've never really worked on your pelvic floor, वो feeling आपके लिए थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा होगी. So I think just understanding that basic biology, everyone can just do their own research, is very, very important.
pelvic floor की क्या ऐसे issues होते हैं generally खवातीन ignore करती हैं या they feel shy to ask about them?
I think pelvic floor की dysfunctions बहुत सारी हैं, and they're very, very common. And एक चीज जो मैंने realize किया since I've started is that there is, because I think बहुत ज़्यादा taboo रहा है about talking about this, or maybe women haven't brought it up enough, that there is help for women who have pelvic floor issues. And secondly, it's important to understand that the pelvic floor can have issues. So, for example, many women I know, like it is remarkable how many women I know who feel like, when they exercise, let's say when they're jumping or running, then they'll just have some leakage. And they have been told for years that this is normal. It's not normal, it just requires you to work on those muscles and work on it enough, and you will automatically see a difference. So I would say the most common one would be either incontinence or leakage. And I think that the taboo around it needs to end, because more women need to be able to talk about it. It's literally anatomy. It's your human body. And there shouldn't be any fear around being able to go to a doctor and saying that, look, every time I jump or I run or I do jumping jacks, to mujhe, I have leakage. So is there a solution for me? Yehi bas itna kehna, there's so much fear around it that I think once we can get over that, then we can start to also discover how many more deeper issues there are with women in their pelvic floors.
तो मतलब आपने कीगल की बात की तो ये कि मतलब इज दिस इनफ या कोई मतलब दे women need more than that for recovery?
Women definitely need more than that for recovery. Kegels ka, like I was saying before, the reason why I don't use the word Kegels is because it's associated with just the front of your pelvic floor muscles or just squeezing. Just not traditionally, agar aap koi video dekhe from, let's say, I would say maybe the 80s or 90s, there were instructors who would just say, squeeze your P muscles. That's a very incorrect cue to give, because if you're just you're just squeezing your P muscles, you're not engaging your entire pelvic floor. So usme bahut zaruri hai for women to understand that aapne apna pura pelvic floor, pura core ko breathwork ke saath align karna hai. And the most important thing is that if you are able to understand how to strengthen your core and pelvic floor, there's very little that you can't do. Phir wo ye hai ki if a girl, I can see that, okay, her pelvic floor is strong, her core mechanics are strong, she understands my cue, she knows when to exhale, she knows exactly how to keep her core protected with movement. That's very exciting for me. Then I will, progressively overload her movement, whether she's pregnant or postpartum or neither. I will give her heavier weights. I will encourage her to start running. I will give her certain body weight exercises. I will comfortably allow her to start doing planks and push-ups even, slightly more advanced movements, because I can now see that she is able to understand ke core or pelvic floor se hatke bhi ab I can do heavier movements coordinated with my core and pelvic floor. That's what I think would be most important.
अगर स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग की बात करें तो मतलब फिर स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग जो है वो व्हाट्स द राइट वे जो पोस्टपार्टम जो खवातीन के लिए?
I think the same as what I was discussing earlier, it would be सबसे जो जरूरी चीज postpartum है वो यही है आपकी core और pelvic floor को protect रखना. And coordinating your core and pelvic floor strength with other types of movement. But I would also say that especially for postpartum women, I think that it's important to understand that you need to also be kind to your body, and you need to also mentally look after yourself a lot, because एक बहुत बड़ा जो issue है वो जो मैं देखती हूँ is that either women will not want to do anything, or वही fear based एक बहुत ज़्यादा fear है around exercise, especially post baby. That's one thing. But another side of the spectrum is that women will want to jump into things too fast, and they'll want to do, like, for example, you see so many women doing crash diets, and then you see so many women just, thinking that I need to sweat it out and mujhe ekdam mera, drop a few jean sizes. So unke liye I think बहुत ज़रूरी है to understand that they can do some very, very long-term damage if they jump into exercise too fast or too soon, or they jump into high impact movements too soon.
तो मतलब ऐसी खवातीन जो प्रेगनेंसी के बाद जो है वो बहुत जल्दी ऐसी एक्सरसाइज शुरू कर देती हैं कि वो अपना बहुत ज़्यादा वेट लूज कर सकें, तो फिर वो this is not a good idea.
This is never a good idea. Honestly, मैं आपको ये भी कहूँगी कि weight loss generally, pregnancy, postpartum, women को हट के भी, I think that generally weight loss is something जो needs to be disconnected from this crash diet culture. आपने अगर अपनी body के लिए एक sustainable weight पे लाना है, and you want to do it like in a good, healthy way, then you've got to do it slowly. You have to be patient, So the most effective way to lose weight is slowly. If you rush, if you do like a crash diet for 2 months and you lose, let's say, 10 kgs in those 2 months, I can guarantee you eventually you're going to gain it back even faster and even more. And more than that, you're going to, for women especially, I would say you're going to wreck your hormones. You're going to completely draw yourself into fatigue. You're not going to build muscle. There's a lot else that goes into strength training other than just exercise. You need to make sure you're not pushing your body to fatigue. You need to make sure you're getting a certain amount of sleep. You need to make sure you're eating the right foods. If you're not doing all of these things and you're just trying to, let's say go to the gym 3 times a week and eat, let's say 1200 calories, that's not going to cut it for you overall. Like, what I would like to encourage all women to do is to eat better, eat better, eat cleaner, eat more wholesome food so that you overall feel better and you do better for your body overall. That's how you'll live a happily injury-free life till you're much, much older.
बट लेकिन वो जैसे हम सोशल मीडिया पे देखते हैं ना, इन्फ्लुएंसर्स टेलिंग कि जी you can lose 10 kgs in 10 days. So
exactly. वो तो मैं सबको कहूंगी, प्लीज उसकी तरह उनको आप बस स्वाइप करें आप स्वाइप करें और आप आगे जाएं. If you want to be able to happily, comfortably climb stairs when you're 85, then just do it. Be kind to your body right now and you'll get there. Do it smartly.
तो मतलब प्रेगनेंसी के बाद सेफली फिर खवातीन कैसे वापस उसमें आ सकती हैं कि एक्सरसाइज करें, वॉक करें, घर के काम करें, तो क्या मतलब
consistently, as long as you are consistent with whatever movement you've chosen for yourself. Let's say you've picked up Pilates, let's say you've picked up a strength training program, let's say you're doing, a pregnancy specific program. Let's say you're going to the gym, you're doing your own research, whatever it is that you've picked for you, मैं ये जरूर औरतों को कहती हूँ कि find something that you actually enjoy doing and you want to keep going back to. So exercise shouldn't feel like a chore. If it feels like a chore, then you haven't found a program that's right for you. So I would say there's so many classes now, even in Pakistan, there's so many women in the fitness industry who are doing such really, really good work. You have so many more trainers, you have so many more studios, you have a lot of options. आपने बस वो ढूंढना है जो आपके लिए ठीक है, right? You have to find something that works for you. You have to find something that you enjoy, whether it's a fitness program, whether it's a sport, whatever it is. Find something you enjoy, but then do it consistently. The moment you do something, let's say you do it for a month and you leave it and then you sit back, your body is, it's going to take the hit of it. And if you want to see actual real results and you want to build strength for yourself for longevity, my favorite thing to say is don't do it for a smaller jean size. Do it so you can climb stairs in your 80s. Do it so that you don't have to be at the emergency later in life constantly for one fall. We hear it so much from our grandparents or the generations before us, that कोई शावर में गिर गया, हिप बोन टूट गई, कोई सीढ़ियों से ट्रिप कर गए, knees collapse कर गए. We hear that so much. So right now especially is your time to really, really work on your strength so that you don't get to that point.
अच्छा, मतलब ये जो पोस्टपार्टम रिकवरी जो है, अगर इसको इग्नोर किया जाए, रश किया जाए, तो इसमें क्या लॉन्ग टर्म इश्यूज क्या आ सकते हैं?
Long-term issues तो बहुत ज़्यादा आ सकते हैं, just like the ones that I mentioned earlier as well. But also, again, I think one of the most important things, which I think whenever I talk about, women are very, interested to know, is that आपका जो एक पूछ रह जाता है post delivery, right? So you're in your stomach. Sometimes a lot of women complain that मेरा पेट वापस अंदर नहीं जाता. Obviously, basic anatomy 100% बहुत लोगों का, especially post cesarean, नहीं भी जाता. That's just how your body sometimes functions. But if you're able to work on deep core strengthening, postpartum, it's very, very important that you are mindful of your posture, you are mindful of the breathing exercises, and you are mindful of not allowing any pressure to build in your stomach. So one of the things that I do as well, and I show to my clients, is that something like when you're lying in bed or you're sitting up and you've recently given birth, agar aap ekdam forward karke uthenge, you're creating an onset of pressure in your stomach. So that pressure is pushing against your abs that have already separated, and they're just going to separate more and more and more. What you want is to use your side to get up every time, especially in the first few weeks postpartum. So if you use your side, you're preventing that pressure to build, and then you're allowing your diastasis recti, jo aapki ab separation hai, you're allowing it to heal a bit better and a bit faster. So I think little things like this, that if we can get more women to understand regarding their ab separation, regarding their core, regarding their back, we would see much better recoveries.
सो मतलब ये जो इश्यूज लाइक जो बैक पेन है या लीकेज है या प्रोलैप्स है, ये मतलब परमानेंट भी हो सकते हैं अगर टाइमली एड्रेस ना करें तो?
कुछ इश्यूज हैं जो परमानेंट हो सकते हैं इफ यू नेवर एड्रेस देम. Timeliness का ये है that if you address anything, any kind of dysfunction, you address it, let's say, a few months or a few weeks postpartum, yes, you are much more likely to see a good positive result quicker. But I would say this, that even if it's been years, many years since you gave birth and you feel like you're suffering from prolapse or you feel like you're suffering from, constant lower back pain, any one of these issues, it's never too late. Even if you have, let's say, kids in college, or maybe even you're someone who hasn't actually ever given birth, but you still have an issue with your pelvic floor or your back, it is never ever too late. And I don't want to discourage anyone from starting, no matter what your age or your circumstances are.
अच्छा, मतलब वो जो बिजी मदर्स हैं जो जिनके पास इतनी सपोर्ट नहीं है, तो वो मतलब रियलिस्टिकली मतलब क्या ऐसी चीज़ें अपनी डेली लाइफ में इनकॉर्पोरेट करें जिसमें थोड़ी मूवमेंट और एक्सरसाइज हो?
पता है, I would say कि for mothers with children ना, मैं बहुत ज़्यादा ट्राई करती हूँ encourage करने के लिए that involve your kids. आपको कोविड के टाइम पे I had 2 pregnancies back to back in COVID. And मुझे बहुत overwhelming लगता था. At that time I had my eldest who was 6 at the time. And it used to feel really I trained entirely online. Ab to khair, you have a lot of online programs which you can give young mothers as well. So that's one thing. But when I had them and as they got older, I used to, a lot of the times, because it was COVID, everything was locked down, I used to keep them with me in my studio and I used to be doing my trainings. And as they've grown older, they're so used to it that kabhi main class kar rahi hoti hu, school se aate hain, they, if they're home from school or they've come early, they'll run down. And they're, for kids, it's very fascinating. And it's actually, I would say it's very encouraging to show them that देखो ये मेरा time है, ये मेरे लिए एक बहुत ज़रूरी चीज़ है. So I'm going to take just 30 to 40 minutes and I'm going to do my workout. So you can be right here with me. If it's difficult for a woman to leave the house, she can, make a program for herself. She can do her own research online, find something, or she can even join a program online. That way she doesn't have to worry or stress about what am I going to do with the kids? How am I going to leave the house? I understand that वो एक problem है बहुत औरतों के लिए. Let them see you work out. Let them see you take time out for yourself. I think that, kids will understand and they love it, to be honest. मेरे तो a lot of my clients online मैं देख रही होती हूँ screen में, वो तो their kids are training with us.
So I think अच्छा है कि बच्चों को भी शायद थोड़ी सी आदत पड़े बचपन से फिजिकल एक्टिविटी की
एक यंगर एज में ही उनको देखना चाहिए कि ये एक अच्छी चीज है, ये एक इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है और ये एक नॉर्मल चीज है. इट शुडंट बी लाइक अच्छा ये हमारी माँ क्या कर रही है. उनको होना चाहिए दे शुड ग्रो अप नोइंग दैट हाँ दिस इज एन इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ. एंड सो उन्होंने हर रोज आधे घंटे के लिए ये करना ही करना है. But okay, they'll also be encouraged to do the same. So I would say involve your kids.
मतलब आपने अगर कोई एक चीज चेंज करनी हो हाउ वुमेन अप्रोच प्रेगनेंसी एंड पोस्टपार्टम फिटनेस, तो वो क्या होगी?
I mean, honestly, एक चीज तो मुश्किल है. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, but if I had to choose just one thing that I would like to say to all women going through this entire journey, I would probably just say to be kind to yourself, because I think one of the biggest problems is that women are very, very hard on themselves. We generally take a lot of pressure to look a certain way, to be a certain way. We, rush to things that will give us immediate results, because I think obviously society has put a lot of pressure on us to be a certain way, look a certain way. So I would just say, just be kind to yourself. The results will come. Enjoy the process. Slow down. And yeah, you look amazing.
थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर
Thank you
टाइम
so
एंड आई
much for
थिंक
having
आपने
me.
बहुत सारी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ें शेयर की जो हमारे व्यूअर्स के लिए बड़ी इंफॉर्मेटिव हैं. सो
Thank you.
थैंक यू फॉर टेकिंग योर टाइम.
No, thank you so much for having me. This was lovely.
थैंक यू.
Thank you.